Pharah into Widowmaker here, you have to be pretty confident in Pledis Pharah. I think Pharah against a Brigida in a composition that like has like whether it's going to be like a Hanzo or a Junkrat, obviously extremely powerful, but they're going to run the Pharah.
It's two!
Going to be able to connect with two.
Oh, that's a good way to open things up here for Flatter, and he'll make it three. I guess they weren't ready for Farah to come in over the top. They didn't have a chance to respond there. Seoul again playing a quasi-dive, but Farah
come out from Munchkin, you get rid of that Brigade right away, and that'll actually be the second point taken here for Seoul Dynasty. So we are playing the updated Blizzard world, where the point is not past those gates anymore. So that is...
And the Valiant now scrambling to try and keep this one from being done already. Fate approaches, but look, he's already down to half health. Gets a bubble there from Space, but Space then falls. Earthshatter, Guido and Munchkin get knocked down. No, Guido survived, and now comes forward the Transcendence. Seoul can really just weather this storm quite comfortably and come back forward. And there it is, the payload gets across the line.
Anybody else throughout this game, he has been untouchable. You see, just nailing
a lot of room.
And look, it's the tank. You're gonna run in like Lucio with Brigida, right? Just kind of ran on in.
Munchkin just racking agilities in both senses there. Not only does he remove the Riptire, which is not so difficult, but also removes the pilot. Soon playing sneaky like we know him to. Comes up behind Flutter and picks him off. And now he's playing off towards the left, so he's in a decent spot to do work here. He can't even get stuff done despite the Transcendence being in play. Now it's just JjoNak and his little bongo playing himself a funeral dirge as he's going to be converged upon. And there it is, Agility shines back in. The Valiant really have to grind their way through, man.
You want to give yourself a chance to win at the end of the game.
Oh! Agilities couldn't do anything about that. Suspended in midair and easy for Flatter to make the shots. And now in overtime, it was Munchkin down to Fate. He went very deep into the backline. Guido has used his Transcendence for the Seoul Dynasty, so there is a little bit of rope here for the Valiant. But maybe it's just enough to hang themselves with. There's only Fate on the payload for the time being. Agilities is playing up on the bridge. It's just the two of them here. And now with no one on the payload, Agilities would have to submit, but he knows it's certain death. The round was done either way. It prior in his fight. But now there's some presence on the point here for the Seoul Dynasty. Munchkin might try and salvage this ship before it gets scuttled. It was a pulse bomb dropped on Fate, but Gambler's traded out. No mercy, no healing whatsoever for Seoul right now. Guido still on his way back from spawn, which now means the Seoul have only the health pools they have to deal with, and it's not going to be enough. Agilities grind them down to dust. And Seoul will be full held on the first point. Down. Kari picking him off from downtown. This is not looking good at all for the Seoul Dynasty, Matt. Gambler's down, Guido's missing, and they crash upon them like a wave. And the Dynasty are definitely going to wipe out here. Flatter finished off by Agilities to get the job done, and we go into the half with a 1-1 map score. The Valiant are awake. They're alert.
Okay, who is taking him out? It's going to be a grab there from Zumba.
Big grab, Zumba drops in. The follow-up not really there. It's going to be both Barrages coming out, but Agilities comes up with 3. Both teams went for a very similar approach here. Kind of what we're seeing on live right now, except switch out the Farahs for Hanzo's. Yeah, let's just shield up at least on his side. Graviton surge, but only JjoNak is caught in it right now. That might be enough impetus for the Valiant to launch now into a winning fight. Fletter's down to Kareem. He's picked him off from that low ground. I know Resurrect surely forthcoming. Fate's down now, the Transcendence is in play. That's an opening at least for Gamble to go for a Resurrect if possible, but he's taken down by a barrage. Agilities chases him across the map and gets a second. Munchkin now, a 2-for-1 deal, pretty good now. We'll see what Soon can do. He's a little bit out of position. He's forced to shield bash away from Seoul. Here's the grab, here's the snapback.
Oh, it's a huge grab from Zumba, but that's going to be a Transcendence coming in later.
They only lost custom. This is big, it's still in overtime right now. But the Dynasty is spread so thinly over this point here. It's like not enough butter over too much bread, and they're done. Map 3, Los Angeles Valiant. And they've put Seoul in. Quite to play this one very carefully. Bubble down to cover his retreat. Trying to get some, some sort of healing, and Custer eventually delivers. Unfortunately, it's too late. Wasn't enough to keep him alive against the onslaught that Seoul were bringing. Now Munchkin's starting to hit that second gear. We talk about the importance of Tracer Mat. It looks like Munchkin has definitely earned his keep in this first fight. And soon can only go and stall. They're going to struggle here, the Valiant. They've given up that first point.
Yeah, and you see Kareem and Agilities run in there
to get a Resurrect there, despite a Trans being in play. He gets the stick at long range. That's the second pulse bomb Cuss has been felled by. This time it's on him like Semtex. I think Munchkin's going to play with his food right now. Kareem is down. The balls are rolling. And the Valiant are struggling. There's a snowball that we see on Gibraltar.
This is also why you had seen the Valiant in these battles. JjoNak has done a nice job getting into the backline, puts a pressure onto Kareem. That'll be Fleta who gets a pick off onto Space. They have done nothing in regards to taking out Fleta again. This is just like map number 1 on Blizzard World.
I mean, you see JjoNak flailing about, not doing a whole lot, or at least it looked that way, but he split the back line of the Valiant away from their tanks, and you saw all on his own, Fate struggling to stay alive on that Reinhardt. He was picked apart. There was no protection for the back line, there was no healing for the front. Nicely done by Seoul there, very textbook there from much of the
final blows. And you look at some of his stats compared to Soon. Soon goes 3 in 3. 3 elims, 3 final blows, 3 deaths. He has a lot more damage than Fleta. You're looking at Soon with 4,400 in that hallway. You're only going to get 1 with the blade.
And that's rested anyway. So Fleta below is still going to be put under scrutiny here, and Soon picks him off with the help of agilities. Now we're starting to see some discord sowed in the backline, and I'm not just talking about Kareev's E, it was agilities staggering things out behind enemy lines, and now the Seoul Dynasty had to give up.
And Seoul also needed the extra healing of Gambler's Valkyrie. You also needed to use Valkyrie to get to the high ground to res Fleta, because you have nobody that you can go fly up to at that point. As that just, but with that Transcendence coming out, agilities will be able to use this blade. No Transcendence on the other side, and there it is. The Dragon Blade picks up both supports. Gambler didn't have Valkyrie at the time. Even if he did, probably would not have wasted it there. That'll be a point B take for the Valiant.
I kind of love that, you know, agilities is such a polite, the desperate Transcendence here. There's really not much they can do. They can't build off a Transcendence that only heals up about 3 players. So they're going to be playing a fighting retreat at this stage, trying to stay in this one and stagger.
And you're also playing against what had was 3 support ultimates, as Kusa used Valkyrie, agilities rallied. And you also have Kareev here with Transcendence. Just a ton of healing.
Ooh.
For Seoul Dynasty to get through here at the end. It's going to be very difficult to cut down this HP. That'll be a self-destruct up in the sky. It won't even come back down. That'll be all 3. Oh, this is... Oh, Fleta somehow gets away.
Oh, he's dead anyway. Space was there for the follow-up. So now, agilities, clearly without a care in the world. Not much thought for his own self-preservation. Eventually goes down. He actually falls into a trap from Munchkin. Looks like the damage was enough to actually end his life there. So JjoNak's on the point, was getting healing. Not much attention given to him right now. And Fate, he's the kind of guy that goes screaming into the night, Matt, swings his hammer at the riptide and goes down, but out their composition. But Fleta, looks like his pick seems to be the better one here. Could be self-destruct in the backline, and Custer gets caught out by that one. Not what you want to happen as Mercy, but it's tough. You're not as maneuverable as you'd like to be quite often as you're floating down gracefully. In that case, to your demise. Space de-suited over on the payload, and that's it. Yeah, that's about it for the Valiant. Dynasty, but agilities had other plans. He wants to go for the Dragon Blade, but no target has presented itself. Soon's gone down to Munchkin. He found his way into the backline, and now he's starting to terrorize Kareev a little bit more. Custer's low. You can see it there. He's trying to keep agilities in the fight, but he's down. Dash in. Fate being removed. Now there's no one left for the Valiant here. They're getting cut down, and Seoul are on a run for glory. They have a chance to take it to map 5 here. They need to push up. Staggering these kills is a big way to begin.
And Custer wants to die as fast as possible here. Try and respawn with the rest.
Seoul is clubbed up together. Soon tries to go deep. You can see he gets splattered there, and Guido finishes the job. Seoul are looking good now to finish this off. Big pulse bomb. Fate and Kareev go the way of the weary. And now it's just Custer, just the Mercy to keep things going. But Seoul, they're having none of it. We're going to map 5.
With Fate playing Reinhardt, and then obviously soon Brigitte, there'll be the grab that's going to connect with 3 members.
I mean, that's perfect, right? You catch Munchkin and you catch JjoNak inside that one. Yeah, Fate goes down to Zunba, but job well done for the time being for the Valiant here. Space is just having a huge performance so far. 4 final blows for him. 38% of his team's damage. Space has it right now. Isaiah popping off.
And he's
stay alive. A lot of repair packs being committed, and they've been split off, Matt.
Yeah.
Fade and Soon have been split from the rest of their team now. Good response though. Graviton on the high ground, and Munchkin actually goes down despite there being a Transcendence in play. Perhaps Munchkin was out of line of sight, couldn't benefit from the healing, but this turnaround for the Valiant has been very good for them. Fate, low on health, goes for a hammer swing here and actually has some time to breathe. Get that healing back. Harmony Orb was placed on him. A lot of repair packs being committed to the hulking Titan. Responds, keeps that healing on him. He's fully charged, and this is when things start to get a little bit nasty. Space, big hit to the back of JjoNak, but again, the splits here for the Valiant. You can see they kind of got spread out on the point. Agilities responds with his own barrage after we saw Fleta's come in, but is that really enough here? Fate with shield, and that ultimate straight down to Gurgler. Fleta's able to shut down agilities, or Zunda was actually there with the damage, but the Valiant looking good in this fight. Looks like the barrage made enough good distraction to let the Valiant get a foot in the door. And now it's going to be a foot in the mouth for Fleta as he realizes it's just him, and he wants to die.
It's going to be tough. JjoNak will get a touch. Gambler there as well. He has Valkyrie. He'll get taken out as overtime starts to run down. They do get Soon there. with that tire.
We saw Flatter was caught in the graviton, but no one could see him. He was on the other side of the wall, maybe hidden by some of the flanges in the brickwork. But now Fate, he's got an Earth Shatter. Who's going to be there to block it? Probably no one. Good bubble deployment there as well to keep him nice and alive, and Agilities chimes in. It's going to be for the celebration here. The Earth Shatter comes down a little bit early as JjoNak hit the ground just after, but that'll get the job done. The Valiant wings out indeed. And that's a 5-map series. Los Angeles come out on top in front of a home crowd. And you can see that they couldn't be happier.
Check out our website at actionesports.com to stay up to date on the latest matches, highlights, and more. From scores, match history, and specific game info, we've got you covered for all things Overwatch esports. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our channel for more action-packed content. Also, like and share this video, and click the subscribe button to join our notification squad. Thanks for watching.